Hello there, it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is the forecast where we look at the astrology and numerology, the stars and numbers in the celestial realms to help us prepare for the next period of time, in this case, the next week. We have so much to celebrate this week, starting with the summer solstice and the Sun square Neptune right before the Capricorn full moon number 1 in Capricorn. There are 2 this year. The next one is in July. So there's a lot going on within a 48-hour period. And so let's get started with the actual solstice. Now, this is the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. And this year it happens on June 20th at 9:51 p.m. Universal Time, and that's 4:51 p.m. Eastern New York and 1:51 p.m. Pacific Time. Now, the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere marks a period when it's the longest day of the year. It's a peak of solar energy as the sun is the highest point it gets at 12 p.m. And it's a time of celebration, a time of reflection as well, especially where the winter solstice takes place. But in general, we are reflecting, and I'll go into more details about what exactly when we move to the full moon in Capricorn. It gives us a lot of hints about that. So as the sun moves into 0 degrees Cancer, there's a tremendous sense of healing and spiritual balance that's being created. So I recommend, if you have the time, consider on the 19th of June, the night before, to set your intentions and welcome in this new energy. It's new beginnings energy. We're starting a new season. It is new because we are celebrating a full moon at 1 degrees, which I'll get into in a moment. 1 is the first number of the single digits, and it signifies new beginnings in numerology. And in terms of the summer solstice, this signifies maximum light, maximum vitality, a fulfillment of your potential. And that fulfillment of your potential is also signified in the full moon in Capricorn, and also growth and abundance. So, solstices are often associated with themes of illumination, both literal, of course, and metaphorical. So we are embracing the fullness of our code, of our destiny, of our purpose. We're celebrating our achievements, and we want to use this power of the solstice to impact our experiences, meaning fertility, growth, abundance, any kind of expansion, because it coincides with the peak of the growing season in the Northern Hemisphere. My friends in Australia, New Zealand, the Southern Hemisphere, it coincides with a period of rebirth and renewal and the return of the light, right, as the days start to get longer again. Whereas in the Northern Hemisphere, this is when the days start to get shorter again. So, on June 20th, right before the solstice, we have the Sun square Neptune. And this is really going to show us the importance of moving within, tuning into source, allowing your intuition to guide you, because this indicates that there may be disillusion, confusion over the next few months until we have the equinox on September 20th, 21st. So take a time out from working if you can around this time. Your inner voice is really calling you. You want to hold the space this whole week for silence and inspiration and serenity, which is what Neptune symbolizes. A square is a source of tension, and the tension is there to get you to act on the message. And in this case, Sun square Neptune is asking you to tune into your ethereal side, your mystical side, to consider the unseen, to make note of it, to listen to beautiful music, uplifting music, to appreciate art, to appreciate frequency in general, and appreciate dreams and rest and rejuvenation. So you want to surround yourself with a lot of beauty, get out into nature, and know that you may experience times where you may not see the light or may not see clearly or may be disillusioned, or you realize your spiritual needs really require your attention. There's a real sense of tuning in to your intuition to guide you during these times, as you may be very impressionable or so sensitive that you're impacted in a way that isn't really going to help you with grounding energy and seeing the bird's eye view. So make sure you take a time out and focus on beauty and uplifting energy. Now, in 2024, the solstice that is happening on June 20th is furthermore enhanced by the Capricorn full moon at 1 degrees. It's a unique event where we have several themes coming together. So this full moon at 1 degrees Capricorn is asking you to reassess all your progress that you've made, to look at your accomplishments and recognize those accomplishments because they inspire you for the next step. It's a new beginnings theme here with the new season and the 1 degree full moon. So you want to consider your commitments that you're making, the structures that you're using. Are they supporting your goals? Are they supporting what you are striving for? You know, Cancer and Capricorn being in opposite sides of the zodiac, there literally is a dynamic tension that's created by the sun moving into Cancer and then the sun and moon having their full moon in Capricorn with the moon in Capricorn. So this is really a tension between nurturing yourself and your goals and feeling good. So being practical in your nurturing and being practical in your goal setting and implementation of those goals. Cancer emphasizes home and family and your emotional security, feeling good at home and inside your heart. Capricorn focuses on taking responsibility for the successful completion of your goals. It really is about leadership and authority. So this is a balance between your personal life and your professional life in a big way. So you need to make sure your emotional needs are met as you strive for achievement. This alignment is big. It really does create a potent astrological event and week. When we have a major new beginnings theme that's signified across the board, we are not only beginning, but we're culminating. There's a sense of deep reflection and there's a sense of focusing on new achievements moving forward, especially over the next 3 to 6 months. So take stock of where you are in your journey, celebrate what you have achieved. So celebrate your successes. This is very, very important. One of my first mentors always said to really, do the pumping of the fist or whatever it is that you like to do when you have an achievement that really inspires you, motivates you, and calls for acknowledgement. So this is a prime moment in your life to do that. And this Cancer, Capricorn, they're cardinal signs. This axis is all about balance. The cardinal signs begin each of our seasons. So the balance now is between your home life and your professional responsibilities. And so this full moon and solstice encourage you to find harmony between the nurturing of your personal relationships with your loved ones and the relationships with your professional colleagues, but also your actual goals, desires, and ambitions. So it's a reminder that true success includes both. It includes both emotional fulfillment, which hopefully is happening on the home front and in the career front. And it includes tangible achievements in both areas. Now, balance is a key theme to begin with during the times that we live in, and they are symbolized by the feminine and the masculine. This is why we have so much regarding those themes being visible now, being made visible, so we can really look at the actual meaning of the divine feminine and sacred masculine. What does that mean? It's not a gender. It is literally a merging of those frequencies within us. And for more on that big shift, I have a free masterclass on the divine feminine, sacred masculine at venusmarscode.com. And you're going to learn about the V for Venus, the M for Mars. The V is in the middle of the M. That's really important to understand why that is for Venus and Mars. These planets have their names created with complete divine intention. It is definitely not random that Mars begins with M and Venus with V, and why they are literally balancing the masculine and feminine by virtue of those letters. For example, Mars, M, is the middle letter of the alphabet, and it's the only letter that you pronounce with your mouth closed. So it represents the water theme. It represents peace and quiet, and it represents a very feminine area of our life experience. So Mars, the most masculine of planets, starts with this M. And watch the free webinar at venusmarscode.com to discover how the V and the M actually work together and what they actually mean. I will add one more thing. Venus ends with S, Mars ends with S. S is the curve that keeps winding and discovering and never just goes straight into things, but explores. And that means that you are on a constant journey, the river of the S. And so this also is a theme that is coming together at this time during this century. So other things we discover in this free masterclass are the 5-pointed star of Venus, the 13 phases of Venus, the number 13 being the symbol of the divine feminine, the secret meaning of V and M, which I've already gotten into, and the origin of the Mayan calendar and how it relates to Venus especially. So watch that free webinar at venusmarscode.com. Enjoy it, because it truly does represent the balance theme that we are undergoing now in mid to late June. Enjoy your beautiful solstice week and Capricorn full moon, and have a beautiful week. And I will see you in next week's Star Codes podcast. Lots of love.